What's up, mortals? It's Dante from the anime Underworld, and today we are going over chapter 226 of Four Nights of the Apocalypse, Cath in Despair. A proper title because, oh boy, the living embodiment of malice doesn't look like he's having fun. Despite having all that power, Cath is not doing so good. Are things gonna turn around for this big cat? Well, let's get into it. We begin chapter 226 in an alleyway that is falling apart, and Ironside is opening his eyes to see his beloved son Diodora, crying for his now freed father. And Ironside's son is very glad. He thought that he was never going to see him open his eyes up again. But it's not just Ironside who's awake, as one of his comrades says, "Why? The chaos had taken all of our senses." Belgard wakes up to find himself surrounded by the Knights of Leonis, with one of them suggesting, shouldn't we tie them up while we can or something? Despite giving friendly aid from Pelio, who, when they first met, tried to kick his ass, Ironside tells him, "You, stand back, we're all in danger here. We're still ruled over by chaos." Though the other two Knights of Evil are not exactly in the best fighting shape right now. However, Ironside's worries are put to rest with Ballin assuring him that he doubts that any trace of chaos is left inside him. But how does he know? All Ballin had to do was look at where that chaos ended up. Belgard and the other knights behold the massive, monstrous Cath, holding a staff that was once their portions of chaos, telling him, given the gap between him and his foes, that cat monster can't spare a single drop for you right now. The 7 deadly sins are truly to be feared. Damn right they are. Meanwhile, the usurper of chaos doesn't look to be at his best right now. Even his staff is limping, while he struggles to hold his ground against Bond and Meliodas. This is a true god-killing force. Heck yeah, man, this is Meliodas and Bond we're talking about. These two were killing gods while you were still in your cute little plushy form. They killed your brother and sister, the Demon King and the Supreme Deity. But no, Cath still wants to play around as he prepares to attack Meliodas yet again. But before the King of Leonis could go on the defensive, Cath swoops in and holds Meliodas hostage like Godzilla. Now, full counter is off the table. Meliodas is held against his will as Cath attacks with Festival of Holy and Evil, a barrage of light and dark beams pelting Meliodas in Cath's very hand. Despite being blasted out from every single angle, Meliodas destroys Cath's hand with Lost Vein. But Cath is not having that. Using his monstrous arm, he pulls a "Nope!" and begins to attack yet again with Festival of Holy and Evil, making Meliodas endure the attack yet again. I guess it's both good and bad that Cath realizes that he's fighting against a demon and chaos is light and darkness. So he's finally using that brain of his for once. Despite being attacked yet again from every single angle and held by a weird tentacle, Meliodas asks Cath, where is the real Arthur? And his opponent says, don't ask me, that bastard of a sorceress hid him somewhere not even I can detect him. So we know that Arthur and Merlin are somewhere in Camelot, but somewhere that Cath doesn't know? How does that work? With that answer, Meliodas erupts in a sphere of darkness, destroying Cath's grip on the Demon King of Leonis. This pushes the usurper of chaos back with his arm bleeding out. But the other sins are concerned for their dear captain. Meliodas is actually harmed. His clothes are ripped. Even with his demon form, Meliodas appears weakened after that barrage of attacks. While he asks Cath, who is just laughing at him, "Sorceress, you mean Merlin?" Cath, who is beginning to regenerate his body after Meliodas' attack, says, "Oh, you sound pretty out of breath to me." Going full demon and launching that attack must have taken its toll, huh? Cath, I hate to tell you this, bud, but you don't exactly have the right to be so cocky right now. Cath stands up and twirls his whisker like he's some sort of mustachio evil villain. You know that chaos lies at the source of every clan. That gives me control over the power of light, the greatest weakness of your kind. Oh no, he's trying to use his brain. And once I take you, the leader, down, the 7 deadly sins are done for. At least, that's what he thinks. Stepping up to the plate is our boy, Bon, who tells his dear old friend, "Here, Meliodas, let me tag you in. Gotta conserve your stamina for that party after I kick his ass, you know." And both friends give confident smiles, knowing that they both have the power necessary to kick this giant cat to the curb. But Cath thinks that this is a joke. I did not ask for the leftovers to show up. Leftovers? You were losing to Bon earlier. Now if it was Gother or Deanne who were coming out to say that they were going to kick your ass, yeah, I'd understand that. While Bon is walking forward to his opponent, Cath attacks with Gift of Woeful Poison. This weird snake octopus monster thing erupts from the ground and entangles itself around the King of Benwick. But this is Bon we're talking about. He just keeps casually walking forward and just casually rips the monster out of the ground in a face that is truly horrifying. Oh, but if that wasn't enough, he just elbows it away like he just swatted away a mosquito. Cath charges up for another attack. If you yearn for death so much, then let me grant it to you. From his monstrous arm, Cath attacks with Bolt of Divinity, as if Zeus himself was attempting to smite Bon to ash. And then to follow it up, he attacks with the same spell that he used on Meliodas, Festival of Holy and Evil, barraging him with attacks of light and darkness. Cath's constant magical attacks impress the 7 deadly sins. Such a force will blow away the entire kingdom, much like the Demon King did years ago. All the while, Cath is about to unleash another attack. From his mouth, he attacks with a fiery spell, Ruining Inferno. He wanted to kill Bon so badly, he actually tried to copy Natsu Dragneel. The heat of the spell is so great, nearby buildings completely turned into ash, as if they were never built at all. Surely this was going to be it, right? This was the attack that finally did the trick. The spell that would kill Bon the Immortal. Nope. Nobody. Nope. Bon, looking completely unscathed, just punches a hole straight through the usurper of chaos. All those attacks, and there's not even a single scratch on Bon. The man can truly survive a hellish environment. Cath is repairing the hole in his chest while he is just not understanding any of this. This can't be. Withstanding each of my attacks, cutting through my flesh so readily. You have to be a complete monster. Oh, the irony of saying that from the likes of you. Weighing in on this conversation is Bon's brother-in-law, King, who says yes. It's fair to say that right this instant, he is the strongest presence in the world. More so than me, and more likely than the captain, too. It's nice to see that after all this time, they still have each other's backs. Despite all their shortcomings, the Sins are still forever friends. But Cath isn't having any of this friendship is magic bullshit. He angrily says, delusions. It's that I got things to protect drivel of yours again, is it?
He starts monologuing.
King begins to talk down to Cath as he finally heals himself. It's the same for us all. The only difference is in how much time he and I have left. That's likely a few more decades for him. He might have survived purgatory, but no man can defeat his own nature. That's Bon in a nutshell. Cath just stands in silence, his ear twitched. But what is he thinking of while King continues his monologue? It's likely that limited time which allows him to reach places that those of us with near eternal life cannot. The special gift granted to the humans, you see. Cath begins to laugh maniacally, his hands performing signs as if he's performing a Naruto ninjutsu, and grabs his mighty staff to perform his next attack, bubbling years. Using the power of chaos, Cath surrounds himself in a dark area with clocks spinning all around him. He's using the power of time. To the Sins, it seems as if nothing happened, leaving them very confused. The only one who noticed was King, saying, "No, he's twisted the flow of time." Cath looks upon his enemies. "And here I thought you were a threat from another dimension. I let myself completely forget about it." But what happened? Bond falls to his knees and begins to cough up blood. This is the move that finally did Bond the Immortal in for good. And so we end chapter 226 with Bond looking way older than before. With a long beard and coughing up blood, Cath reminds us all that he forgot he was even human. Damn it, King, and your stupid monologue. This is all your fault.
But don't blame me. I blame you.
Cath is starting to realize that there's a lot more to chaos than just, corrupting things, empowering things, or creating things. You just put two and two together and remembering that chaos is the embodiment of light and darkness. So he possesses a power of light greater than the supreme deity, and is now starting to show against Meliodas, who is weakened and tired after the festival of holy and evil. If this is what Cath can do with light and darkness, I just hope we get to see Tristan doing the exact same thing with his Nephilim powers, for crying out loud. That little rant aside, it is also worrying that Cath is starting to use his brain for once, and is using his powers more strategically than just crazy. Case in point, when he turned Bond into an old man, Bond could actually be weaker than before, and this is troubling. So what's the next move Cath is going to pull to face off against the 7 deadly sins? We'll have to see in chapter 227. This has been Dante from the Anime Underworld. If you love 7 Deadly Sins and 4 Nights of the Apocalypse material, like this video, hype it up, subscribe to the channel for more content coming your way very soon. So stick around for more. This has been Dante from the Anime Underworld, and I'll see you mortals later.